If someone is trying to get you to testify in court, you need to call your liability insurance ASAP. Hey y'all, my name is Jenny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you all about 9 things I wish I knew before I became a licensed therapist. Number 1, some companies will try to take advantage of you. And unfortunately, that also includes nonprofits. Yeah. You grow up thinking like, oh, nonprofits are great. They're amazing for social workers. They're amazing for therapists. But sometimes they can be a little abusive. So it's really important to determine your boundaries and learn when to say no. That's that assertive communication. Number 2, I would highly suggest that you become familiar with the Medicaid, Medicare rules in your state. Because sometimes tricky things happen, and I've seen things happen where therapists get in trouble with the law because of double dipping or just things that are things that you don't even want to mess with. You don't want the way you're eating, the way you feed your family to get into the mix of messiness because you didn't know the laws. And unfortunately, people prey on that. They prey on you not knowing the laws so that they can kind of abuse you. And that's not fair, but it happens. And I think you should know that. Number 3, every client is not for you. Yeah, I know you want to put your cape on and go save the world, but not every client is for you. And that's okay. It may sting. It may hurt. It may hurt your feelings. But I want you to sit with that feeling and just feel that emotion. It's okay to feel those emotions. Cry it out if you need to. Go have some ice cream if you need to. Whatever you need to do, sit with those feelings, experience them, ground yourself through them, do some deep breathing, go for a swim, go for a walk, whatever you need to do to cope and ground yourself and get back out there. You can do it. Number 4, encourage your clients to be honest with you. Encourage them to tell you when they don't like something. Encourage them to tell you when they don't feel like sharing something. Whatever it is, encourage them to be honest with you. It's important that your clients feel comfortable while exposing their deepest, darkest secrets to you. Number 5, coming to therapy is hard and you're not perfect as a therapist. So always be open to listening and learning. Always be learning. Learning about cultural competence, learning about different things that are facing your community that you're working with, being aware of things that are plaguing them, and definitely providing them with support, not making them feel like something is their fault or whatever the case may be, even if it's an accident or whatever. Be aware. Keep learning about different cultures. Keep learning about different things. Be open to learning. That's a big one. Coming to therapy is hard, so you don't want to hurt someone after they've shared, personal things. Make them feel like things that are their fault, seeing stereotypes that you may have picked up unconsciously, whatever it is. Be cognizant of it. Number 6, as a therapist, it's not your job to always give advice. It's your job to be a guide with your patients to help them get to any self-discovery. Yes, you can give some advice here and there, but if you're just sitting there waiting for them to tell you your problems and you telling them, okay, this is my advice, then how are they, having any self-determination? How are they having any autonomy to make their own decision and their own choices and to learn and to grow? How are they doing that if you're kind of handing it to them? Is that going to lead to any meaningful change? Is that going to help them reach their goals? Or is that going to lead them always needing to be in therapy? What do you think? Number 7, you need a supervisor. Even if you're licensed, you need someone to be able to call and talk to about a case that you're having a hard time with, or just call to talk about your different cases. You need a supervisor, and I think it's important to have one. Number 8, being a therapist can be very lonely. So it's important to network with different therapists in the area, to spend time with them, to just kind of like have someone who knows exactly you know, what you're going through, have someone who has the same, you know, pain points as you. So it's important to find that community, because it can be really lonely, because you're just, you know, sitting and you're seeing patients every day, and while you may have coworkers, you don't really get a chance to sit down and kind of chat with them because of the nature of the job. And number 9, I saved this one for last because it's important, and it's a huge one. If someone is trying to get you to testify in court, you need to call your liability insurance ASAP. As soon as you get a court order, call your liability insurance. That's why you pay them. And that's not a tip that I wish I shared before, but you should get liability insurance. Even if you work for a company that covers you, you should always have your own. Because at the end of the day, like, if you want advice, you don't want advice from your company if something happened and maybe they're being sued, and you should want to have your own outside counsel that you call. And don't be afraid to call them, because you pay for them every month, or you pay for them for the year. So call them and seek that advice if you get a subpoena from a lawyer, or if you get a patient trying to ask you to testify in court for them. Whatever the case may be, reach out to them if you need it. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to watch it, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.